Hey everybody, it's Miss Heather, also on behalf of Mr. Lally with a summary of what happened in Senior University Counseling Seminar. We just wanted everybody to remember to set the scene. We are involved in this partner dance that has a routine, that has set choreography, and we are your trusty leads to make you look beautiful. There is certainly room for flair and improvisation depending upon the World University system that you're engaged in, but we really need you to pay attention to the steps and pull your own weight. Okay? We also are going to be your coaches. Coaches don't hand deliver you to success. We have a complex team of many differing levels of abilities and goals. Some of you are training for the Olympics, straight up. Others of you want to make it to the national level, the state meet. Some of you might just want the school record in high school, and that's great. Every single goal and ambition has value, but the process and pacing might be a little different. But we are both here to help all of you reach your full potential, and that's what the best coaches do. They help you learn what it will take to get what it is that you want. So we're hoping that you're going to show up to either class or spend time in study hall with the attitude towards training, towards performing, towards making progress, even when in fact you might not remember why it is you want what you want, but we are going to try to help increase the probability of getting you there. Remember, we've said since the beginning also, nothing about the university process is fair. We are not all lining up at the same start line and setting off to the same gun. Timing-wise, that's true. We even know this with inside the NITO cohort. The U.S. train left the station fast and furious well before the World University train. Each of you are bringing to your own race different strengths and weaknesses. You got to keep the blinders on. You got to run your own race. We are going to work through the university process, both with uniform choreography and remembering this, that you need to run your own race. We are going to try to highlight and maximize any advantage you have to get what it is that you want. And the whole university process really is rooted in this really incredible time of you being able to make a choice that is going to influence, hopefully and positively, the rest of your life. And these are not questions we expect you to have answers to right now, but should really be in the background and, when necessary, to inform Mr. Lally and I of kind of key developments in any of these areas. And this is about choice, because we're never going to tell you what it is that you're supposed to do. You may have other stakeholders in your life, but we won't. But every senior should really be thinking about these 5 questions. How free are you to make your own university choice? I think really it's time to know the answer to that question. Parents are allowed to set boundaries, set parameters, and it's important for you to know what those are, and so do we. And most importantly, we need to know about finances and affordability in particular. Number 2, what resources and information do you need in order to make decisions related to your university choice, which is going to come fast. We met each other formally for this university process way back in December. And since that time, you should be exploring, researching, fine-tuning what you know to be true, what it is that you need to know in order to make a key decision about should I apply, and eventually you'll need information about what you need in order to attend. But let's figure out what's missing and get you that information, because the time is now, because we're beginning to execute applications. Number 3, what role should my instincts or intuition play in making my university choice? You might be one of those people who is an intuitive decision maker, or you may never have really been in touch with that at all, but it's time to connect your head and heart, and none of this matters unless you can be happy and healthy. So let's figure out what is going to be the right mix for you about instinct and intuition, because at the end of the day, you are the one going to university. And number 4 and 5 are related. How will you know if you're making the right choice? That's not something Mr. Lally and I can say for sure, but what are the criteria which need to be ticked off in order to know I'm headed to the right place? Because We can assure you that there are many right choices for you. And then also, if we can agree on what's like the worst case scenario, and if we can all live with that, great, move forward. Don't let it keep you up at night about what if I make the wrong decision, because it seems so important. Usually it's the worst case scenario that all of us can manage, and so you can just move forward with a more positive outlook. Remember that Naviance is total mission control, folks. We do not need to see each other in person for every small move in this process. We do a lot of stuff online to be efficient, but we need to know everything through Naviance. Please enter your test scores into Naviance. We don't receive them via paper or digitally. They are yours to own and share. Please update your college lists in Naviance, even if you're applying through a university portal, a country portal, or an institutional application. Mr. Lally and I will only send documents that are in the schools listed in Naviance. Parents, counselors, and teachers, parents, counselors, and students can all stay on the same page if we keep Naviance up to date. This is also the place where you can check college visits. It's very important. We have a busy season again for university visits. Be sure to check back and mark your calendar. Parents, of course, are welcome to all of our university events. We've covered a little bit of in the news, and in the know, we want to remind you that Mr. Lally and I are not only invested and immersed in your individual application processes, we are immersed in a dynamic field of university admissions with thousands of professionals on both sides of the desk, and it's critical for us to stay up to date on news at so many levels, institutional levels, country levels, policy levels, etc. So we do a ton of reading and want to share the most breaking news with you as much as we can. Some key points that we covered this week in seminar: the Common App is back online. It went on summer vacation for a week to purge the millions of accounts that related to seniors last year. And now if you were to go back to the Common application for those U.S. applicants, you can roll over your account and all the data should still be there. We'll get back to completing your Common application, not the essay, but just the application component soon. The second logo here on the slide is the National Society of High School Scholars. I believe many of you received an email from this organization congratulating you on being nominated by your high school to be eligible to get access to scholarship information based on your academic performance. Well, no, you didn't. We unfortunately had nothing to do with this organization, and that what they're trying to do is get you to pay them $60 for information that is free on the internet. This is one of many examples that over this semester you will likely receive information from organizations that are either unethical or untrue or using predatory kind of marketing techniques, and we want to do what we can to inform you about those that you should ignore. So if you get something from an institution that is implying you to hurry up, act now, and will give you something in return, please tell Mr. Lally or I that's actually unethical practices, and we like to report those universities who are upping the ante to get increased application numbers or ways to increase their yield. For organizations that want you to pay something or congratulate you for entering a contest for which you didn't enter, be wary about all those and delete. We'll try to keep up with this. Be sure you can always share an email with us and say, is this legit? And we'll help you understand yes or no. We've talked about in seminar a lot, in an email that I just sent out about procrastination, just the impact of technology in general. Every minute of the senior year is so valuable. And when you want to be productive, you need to make hard choices about your technology. You need to not keep your cell phone on your desk where you're working. Face up or face down, it's the same. It distracts your ability to focus from what's at hand. Put your cell phone away. And this interesting article just came out from our professional organization with a study in educational psychology showing how technology use, in particular cell phones and laptops, has a negative impact on test scores. So that's interesting. And we also talked about today, the last graphic on the far right is a study from a professor of mathematics at Williams College, a small liberal arts college in the United States, linking major choices of nearly 16,000 of its alums to ultimate career paths. And I provided the website on this slide if you'd like to go explore this dynamic infographic, which helps you understand, certainly from a liberal arts perspective, the truth in the fact that you can study nearly everything and then go into nearly any career. You can see how economists went into medicine, economists became engineers, economists became teachers, economists became artists, et cetera, et cetera. It's a really fascinating snapshot into what data suggests will be true for your generation, in that you're predicted to have as many as 5 different careers in your lifetime. Here's some housekeeping that everybody needs to pay attention to. Please update all data in Naviance related to test scores that you have received since last year. Update your resume about things that you have done or things that you have joined recently this senior year. World universities often require resumes as a part of the application. This also needs to be updated to improve our ability to write letters of recommendation. Please update your colleges I'm thinking about list, including for Green Team, both US and World University options. Mr. Lally and I need to see how many country systems you're interested in. This likely will involve a re-up with your parents. Sit them down, have a deep conversation about where everybody's expectations are at this point to really bring a list into reality, because it's time to apply. And everybody also needs to keep any remaining exams on the radar and register for those now so you don't miss any deadlines. In particular, pay attention to any English language proficiency requirements that you may have. Deadlines, folks. Senior agreements and common application drafts for U.S. applicants should have been turned in May and June. Those are due now, past due because we're moving on to other things. Today, Friday, the 3rd is the NITO ad drop deadline, and your schedule should be set. The 10th is the registration deadline for the September computer-based ACT, and capacity is highly limited at NITO as we experiment with launching our first computer-based exam. And the 17th will be the deadline for all USA applicants to complete their letters of recommendation questionnaires in Naviance. Please check out Naviance on the visits page to see the really dense and awesome lineup of university visits. It's your turn to use these strategically to meet people who are going to read your applications. The 14th is NYU Abu Dhabi. The 21st is a senior university night for everyone in the senior cohort, including parents, to get on the same page of how we're going to get from A to Z to get your college applications off. The 27th is our first big consortium, including UC San Diego and 4 other partner universities, and the 22nd of August will be IE University, including a visiting professor who will help all students learn how to build a bridge to being successful in university. Stay tuned. Things are dynamic. We never can control when universities visit, and we always say yes and thank you. So please make it a priority. We do our very best to drive all university visits to flex and lunch or after school, so you don't have to miss academic time. But in those moments when it conflicts with another flex commitment you have, please try to prioritize this university visit, as this is the only hour in the year that they will be able to meet you in person. Spread the word also to your junior, sophomore, and freshman friends to take advantage of these amazing opportunities to learn more about world universities. And that, I guess, is the last slide that I have to get you up to date on what was covered in University Seminar. I have recently sent out a quick webinar of the material that was presented related to completing the letters of recommendation questionnaires in Naviance. Thanks, everybody. Great first week.